I'd like to commence this video with a request. For those interested in receiving more premium betting tips and predictions, especially if my guidance has contributed to your success in winning bets and generating revenue, I kindly seek your support in revitalizing this channel. Your assistance plays a crucial role in bolstering my presence on YouTube. You're welcome to explore my Patreon support tier or check out my various plans. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you seeking our premium picks. You can find the link in the bio and comment section below. Thank you for considering and supporting me. Orioles vs. Rays. My team pick is Orioles moneyline. It's the Orioles who are going for the 4-game sweep over the Rays on Monday, and I believe they'll complete the sweep. I'm backing one of the Cy Young frontrunners, Corbin Burnes, and this red-hot Orioles team on the moneyline. I'll dive into Burnes' numbers below, but this play is also simply a fade of Ryan Pepiot. The right-hander has gotten roughed up at home this year, posting a 5.24 ERA over 34.1 innings of work. He has allowed at least 3 earned runs in 3 of his last 4 starts, 17.2 IP, posting a 5.60 ERA over the span. That's not the recipe you want heading into a matchup against a Baltimore offense that leads the league in home runs, 102, and ranks 8th in team batting average, .249, and 3rd in OPS, .762. Let's back the better overall team, which is the Orioles. My total pick is under 7.5 runs. Unless the Orioles go nuclear for a ton of runs themselves, I feel pretty confident backing the under in this Monday evening clash. Burnes has been lights out this year, coming into this game at 6-2 with a 2.26 ERA and 1.02 WHIP. He has posted 8 consecutive quality starts, allowing 1 or 0 runs in 5 of the appearances. Burnes is clearly in a groove right now. Meanwhile, Tampa's offense has been struggling over the last 2 weeks. Over the last 15 days, the Rays are dead last in home runs, 6th, 25th in team batting average, .223, and 27th in OPS, .639. Factor in that Baltimore's bullpen is 4th in ERA, 3.32, and 3rd in WHIP, 1.14, and Tampa could struggle to score in this one. They've averaged only 1.7 runs per game this series, and I won't be surprised if they remain around that mark for this Monday game. Let's take the under in this divisional contest. Rockies vs. Twins. My team pick is Twins minus 1.5 runs. The Twins' big win in 10 innings against the Pirates should push them over the brink in this game against the Rockies. Minnesota is going to start Chris Paddack, who has played much better at home than on the road. Colorado's poor hitting of .233 will be their downfall. The Rockies are also 3-9 when they have started Dakota Hudson on the mound. This should be an easy win for Minnesota and their ability to hit home runs. Take Minnesota to cover. My total pick is under 8.5 runs. Hitting has been a struggle for both teams through the first week of June. They are both starting pitchers that should have a strong showing. Dakota Hudson does have an ERA of 3.41 during road games. Chris Paddack does have an ERA of 3.26 during home games. Expect this to be a low-scoring game. Take the under on Monday. Yankees vs. Royals. My team pick is Yankees win. This is the first meeting between these teams this season. The Yankees went 4-2 against the Royals last season, but Kansas City won 2 of 3 at home when they met last September. The Royals will also enter this series as the hotter of the 2 teams after New York was knocked down a peg by the Dodgers over the weekend. The good news for New York is that their weekend series was at home, but now they hit the road, where they have a 24-11 record, the best in the game. This is an excellent matchup as 2 of the top 3 winningest pitchers in the American League this season go toe-to-toe. It will be very interesting to see how Lugo responds coming off of his worst start so far this season. He has been strong at home for the most part, but has yielded 5 home runs in his last 3 starts at Kauffman. Rodon was a monster in his last outing, and his last 3 road starts he is 3-0, allowing a combined 4 runs, 11 hits, and 4 walks over 18 innings. New York is going to come into this series with a little fire under them. My total pick is under 8.5 runs. This should be an interesting test of wills, as both sides boast 2 of the better offenses and pitching staffs going right now. In 6 meetings last season, the under went 3-1, while this season there have been a combined 68 games between the teams that have hit the under. With Juan Soto out of their lineup, the Yankee offense managed to score just 4 total runs in their first 2 games against the Dodgers. Soto's status is still up in the air heading into Sunday night and the week ahead, which slows New York's production a bit. The Royals' offense did do some damage against a weakened Seattle staff. Prior to that, they scored 4 runs or less in 3 of 4 games. I think this one becomes the feeling out party of the series, leading to a strong pitchers duel. Blue Jays versus Brewers. My team pick is Brewers moneyline. Jose Berrios has a 2-2 record with an ERA of 4.57 and 25 strikeouts in 4 appearances against the Brewers in his career. When we look at when he plays in Milwaukee, that record goes to 1-2 with an ERA of 6.32 and 16 strikeouts in those 3 appearances. If Toronto is unable to win the early game against the Brewers, then they will struggle to win the game, as they have the 2nd worst bullpen in the league with an ERA of 4.88. Milwaukee's bullpen ranks 6th in the league with an ERA of 3.34. With the edge in the bullpen and Berrios' struggles when playing in Milwaukee, I have to take the Brewers on the money line. Take Milwaukee on the money line. My total pick is over 8.5 runs. The Milwaukee Brewers and the Toronto Blue Jays have an over-under record of 6-3-1 in their last 10 games. The Milwaukee Brewers have an over-under record of 4-1 in their last 5 games against the Blue Jays at home. The Brewers also have an over-under record of 8-5 as underdogs at home this season. With all these records coupled with Berrios' ERA versus the Brewers at home in his career, I have to look toward the over in this one. White Sox versus Mariners. My team pick is Seattle minus 1.5 runs. Seattle is coming off a tough series in which they put up the runs, but couldn't always answer on the mound. Chicago has one of the worst road records in baseball, and despite the modest improvements, the offense has remained impatient at the plate. Gilbert has tossed well at home this season, and his high K rate will be a solid tailwind here. Fed has struggled when it comes to issuing walks, and that plays into the Mariners' strength. My total pick is over 6.5 runs. Given the uptick in Chicago's recent batting performance and the Mariners amassing 19 runs over their last 3 games, this total is too low. Gilbert has been vulnerable recently, and his numbers in May were nothing to write home about. Further, Fed's issues when it comes to walking batters will further help the Mariners drive home runs here. Athletics versus Padres. My team pick is Padres minus 1.5 runs. The Padres have had Oakland's number for a while now, as they have won 7 of their last 10 against the Athletics. Oakland is also 11-21 on the road this year, prompting an advantage for San Diego. I trust Cease more than I do Estes at this point, primarily due to Estes' lack of experience on the mound. The Padres have a more talented team on paper, and they were able to at least take 2 of their last 3. Oakland has only won 3 of their last 10 games overall. Take the Padres with the run line. My total pick is over 7.5 runs. While I trust Cease and the offense of the Padres to win the game, I still believe that 7.5 run total is a bit low for this contest, especially when San Diego could feast on a rather inexperienced starter. San Diego has hit the over in the majority of their contests thus far, and they are 4th in the NL West in scoring, with all the other 3 teams leading their division. Cease additionally hasn't been as solid recently, leaning me to believe that Oakland will score 3 to 4 runs in this contest. San Diego should be able to expose Oakland's starter and lack of pitching depth to increase their score total. The Padres have hit the over in their last 3 in a row. Astros versus Giants. My team pick is Houston moneyline. Kyle Harrison was expected to take a huge leap this year and solidify himself as a bona fide number 2 in the rotation behind Logan Webb. However, Harrison has struggled to find his command this year and is not meeting the hype. Harrison has a record of 4-3 with a 4.18 ERA, 1.39 WHIP, and a 65-22 KBB ratio in 13 starts this season. Opposing batters are hitting .277 against Harrison. He has a 4.64 xERA and 4.24 xFIP, which indicates Harrison has been even worse. He faces a top offense in Houston, even with Kyle Tucker on the IL, and will miss this game. The Astros are top 10 or just outside the top 10 in the league in runs, hits, home runs, RBI, batting average, OBP, SLG, and OPS. Houston will hit Harrison well and score a bunch of runs. The Astros will win this contest. My total pick is over 8 runs. Both teams have been good on offense this season. The Giants are in the league's top 10 or around the top 10 in runs, hits, RBIs, walks, strikeouts, batting average, OBP, and OPS. The Astros are top 10 or just outside the top 10 in the league in runs, hits, home runs, RBIs, batting average, OBP, SLG, and OPS. With both offenses playing well, they each get a terrific matchup against two pitchers that have struggled this year. Kyle Harrison has a 4.18 ERA, 1.39 WHIP, and a 65-22 KBB ratio in 13 starts this season. Opposing batters are hitting .277 against Harrison. Spencer Arrighetti has a 5.79 ERA, 1.67 WHIP, and a 55-26 KBB ratio in 10 starts this season. Opposing batters are hitting .281 against Arrighetti. With both pitchers struggling, this will be a higher scoring game and the over will hit.